Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Akim. This is the brother Tazadat from the Greek Millstone, South Carolina Maintenance Camp. Coming at you with another quick, edified testimony, lesson. And Lord willing, I brought this testimony or the lesson be edifying through the spirit power of the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahawashi. But before I get in this lesson, I'm going to give all praise going to Yahweh by Shem Yahawashi, by Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles and bishop of Greek Millstone who taught it is true, and who will well shalom to the Akim on the four corners of the earth and all true righteous sincerity. Shalom. Alright. I'm gonna get into it because I know, Akims or brothers was missing me from the South Carolina Maintenance branch camp. I know they haven't seen me in a while, in the last couple of months or few months. All right, well, long story short, the reason I wasn't, with the Akims right now, because I just got out of hospital. I was in there for 2.5 months or 1.5 months, from March 25th, and I got released this month on the 4th. And it started off as my legs were hurting so bad that week before, the same week before the Passover. Before the week the Passover started that Saturday night. My legs were hurting very bad. I barely could walk. So I went in work that Saturday. We had to do mandatory overtime. And my legs was killing me. Barely can walk. So when I got off work Saturday, before, the South Carolina brothers, before we went to Charlotte, they camped with the GMS Charlotte brothers for the Passover that night. So as I got home, that Saturday afternoon when I got home, before we went to Charlotte, I took my nap, tried to ease the pain and get off my legs. So when I lay down for an hour, some of the brothers from the maintenance camp, GMS maintenance, came and scooped me up, and we headed to Charlotte. And they still was killing me. So when we got to the elder Ashiar crib, where we, setting up, getting ready for the Passover, we did sit down there with the GMS Charlotte brothers, with the GMS maintenance. And so my legs was killing me bad. Couldn't hardly stand up, couldn't hardly walk. So I had one of the brothers had to help me stand up, man. Didn't know what was going on, but I was gonna go and seek help the next day anyways. That Monday, anyways. So to see what was going on with my legs. So during the Passover, I went and took part in the Passover, did everything. And bros noticed that, something wasn't right with me. And so, and I kept telling them, I don't know what's going on. And so, I got overheated one time, and, I needed some air, drank some water, felt well better. That was after I took part in the Passover. I felt good afterwards. So bros began to pray over me and pray for me. So when we got later on, I got back after the Passover started. I got back to my place, and I went straight to sleep. So that Sunday morning, after I got up, I iced my leg, iced my foot. The swelling and everything went down, and I felt pretty good. I got something to eat and began to watch a game. And when I got to the game, as I'm watching the game, you know, felt pretty good. So um, fast forward, I was getting to lay it down so I can get ready to go tomorrow um, to see what was going on with my legs or whatever. So I'm talking to my mom. Called. Talking to her, and I cough. Right. So after I got off the phone with her, I went to go lay down. I started coughing again, and each time I cough, I spit up blood. I said, "What the word is this?" So I coughed 3 more times, and 3 more times I spit up blood. So I grabbed my things, and where I live down like 3 minutes from the medical hospital. So I went there. So I went there Sunday night and got admitted to early Monday morning. So as I'm sitting there, I'm still, coughing up blood. So when I got admitted, they took blood tests, took some type of, they did blood work, checked my legs and everything, and I still was coughing up blood then. So the nurse came back in and said, sir, you got pneumonia. I was like, all right, cool. I said, damn, pneumonia. How the hell I get pneumonia? I was doing all the right thing. I was, trying to eat right, working out, drinking water, trying to stay hydrated. But, that's what happened. So then they moved me. They moved me upstairs to where the patient get more treatment at the hospital. All right. So that Tuesday, I was there, the same Monday morning. I was calling everybody, let everybody know that, the IQM know that, that I was in the hospital. They found out I had pneumonia. And I called, of course, the family member, my mom, my mother, my brother, and, calling, people I know. And so I called, my ex-rep, let her know what was going on. So she came, left everything, dropped everything, came straight up there. And so the doctors came in, nurses came in, and that Tuesday they kept telling me my oxygen kept dropping low. So they changed my oxygen 3 times. And that Tuesday, after that Tuesday, I don't remember nothing, because they dated me. But, of course, the Oculans were there, some of my family members, my ex-rib was there. And so when they sedated me from that, after that Tuesday to that Friday, because, people from my job was calling to check on me. And I talked to them that Tuesday. But right after that, I got sedated and don't remember nothing. But from what they was telling me, I was sedated from that Wednesday, after that Tuesday, through that Friday, where they had to transport me to a different hospital because I went from okay to worse. So they transport me to this another hospital where they had to put me on dialysis because I had kidney failure, lung failure, blood was in my lungs, blood was in my kidney. They had me on a machine called ECMO, where it's a breathing machine, where the machine helps you breathe. And most times, these nursing doctors say, as they say, lucky, but it was the Spirit of the Lord though. But they said, lucky I was a young man, because most of the people who get on this don't survive off of it because it's helping you breathe. But I was on this machine, heart machine, several heart machines to help me breathe, and I was on there for like a week or a few days. And let me remind you, I don't remember none of this because I'm sedated. But some of the oxygen during the time, some of the oxygen came up. My brother came up, like I said, my ex-rep, she was there from the beginning. Once I went in, and she stayed with me. She came to visit me every time. We split up last year due to the fact that things wasn't working out. But anyway, she was there, my mom was there, but the doctor told my mother out of something, I started out breathing the machine. So they took me off, like, what's going on? He out breathing this machine. So when they took me off the machine, they placed me into another place. And every once in a while, I begin to wake up out of it, and they'll put me back. My body reacts on its own, which is the Spirit of the Lord, Yahawashi, and it will react on its own. And I'll wake up and see what's going on, and they'll put me back to sleep. So after that, they took me out, put me in another ICU, where I was hooked up to all this machine. Didn't know I had tools, holes, stuff coming outside of my neck, mouth, all over my body. And bro said it looked pretty bad. And they was, kind of messed up about it, tearing up because they wanted their oxygen is in this position. And I was hooked up to all these wires and stuff. And, doctors was in there, nurses was in there. So when I was hooked up to it, they told me that, pros prayed over me, anointed me. And they told me also that, at times I would respond, but the doctor told me to squeeze their hand, move their legs. I was there, spiritually, physically. My body used to react on its own. My mind was there, where they said I would respond to everything they say, but I wasn't there. And at times during a certain voice, I hear, they said I will react to it and start moving. So like my mom's voice, or sometimes the doctor voice, or my ex voice, my ex-rep voice. And sometimes get excited where my blood pressure began to shoot skyrocket, and they would have to calm me down when I used to hear certain voices. Once again, I used to come out of it, the anesthesia, but they used to put me back to sleep. So when they finally took me into another room, I remember hearing like water sounds, and I'm trying to figure out like what is that? What's the water sound? And I remember waking up and seeing the doctor, and he was looking at me, and I remember hearing the doctor say that we had to transfer him quick. And so I thought they was waiting on me to wake up because I went back to sleep. So when they transported me, I remember seeing the nurse, cleaning me, giving me a bath and stuff when I wake up. And they was like, oh my gosh, he's a big one. So kind of found out I had a lot of fluid information in my body that swole me up. And so I was wondering why, I used to work out trying to lose weight, doing all the proper things, drinking right, like why I'm still getting bigger. And they said I swole up so bad. And so they drained all the information out of me, all the fluid out of me. and I lost a whole bunch of weight. As you see, my cheeks bad right now because they got me on fat right now. They got me in some type of steroid to keep whatever under control. But I'm supposed to get off that soon. But anyway, when it drained all the information out of me, I lost weight, and the doctor told my mom, my ex-real, what I have, which is PGA. Can't pronounce the name of it, but it's a rare type of vasculitis that some doctors really don't know about. It's just rare, and like some of them never heard of this type of vasculitis. Like where did it attack me? Where my immune system couldn't fight off the bad blood cells, so they had to drain blood out of me and put plasma blood in to kill it. And so they had to put stitches in my leg from where the wounds that I kept hitting, the same wounds at my job. That's why my leg was hurting. They're saying I kept hitting the same wounds, and the blood vessel or whatever, blood vessel burst inside. So whatever part that would burst, that they had put stitches out to carve it out and stitch it back together. That's why my legs was hurting like that. So they said I would be having some type of vasculitis for the rest of my life, as they say. And so I gotta go through treatments and stuff to get it taken care of. But going to different appointments and stuff, x-rays, so everything looking good. And long as I'm doing the right thing and taking the right treatment, as they say, it'll make it look like I don't have it. But it's not that bad. It's rare. And he told me that some nurses don't know, where it come from or how it happened. And one doctor said it could have happened any time of my life. Like it could have popped up. You know how these doctors, Esau saying it could have popped up any time of his life. So it could have popped up, I guess, 3 years ago or 5 years ago or whatever. That's what Esau was saying. And I said to myself, man, look, hey, the Lord, Yahawashi, shall put it there, he can take it away. You know what I'm saying? And so, as I was in the hospital, still sedated, didn't know where I was at. I still was thinking that I still was in one hospital. Didn't know I went to a different hospital. And so, while I was sedated and in ICU, the Lord Yahawashi, he called me to the spirit room, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It felt like 3 days for me, but I don't know how long I was there. It felt like 3 days for me. And so when he called me to the spirit room, it was so beautiful. I was sitting up there, looking around. I said, oh my God, this is beautiful. I was like, wow. So Yahawashi, in his beautiful, beautiful voice, he said to me, Tazadak. And his voice sounded like many waters. I got a couple of scriptures on that. He said, Tazadak. He said, I couldn't see him. I heard his voice. He spoke to me. Yahawashi spoke to me. He said, Tazadak, I'm not done with you yet. He said, I'm sending you back because you still got more work to do for me. You still got a lot of work for me. You still got a lot of work to do for me. So I'm not taking you yet. I'm sending you back. But you got to straighten up. He said, I know you're going to do better. He said, you got to do better, and I know you're going to do better. He said, but you got to straighten up. He said, I'm not finished with you yet, because you got a lot of work for me to do. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, calm, yes sir, yes sir. So he was talking to me. Then when I was there, I seen vision of me, big robe in my garment. It was beautiful. I had, it's like kind of dark burgundy. And they had, if I remember correctly, if I went off on it, but as I remember, how it looked, it had TA on the front and diamonds on my garment, and ZA in the back as ties, and I had my long Typetron because I always wanted the one like the one in Aquaman house. And I seen my son, and it was this big old giant beast that we created, and my son was doing practice on his trying to destroy it with his spiritual power. He destroyed it, but it took him like 2 or 3 tries to destroy it, but he destroyed it. So I said, son, let me show you how it's done. So I brought the big old beast back. It was big, it was huge. And like I said, I could have been imagining things or dreaming, but this how it felt so real. And I said, son, let me show you the 1% of the spiritual power that Yahawashi gave the elect man. So I snapped my finger. The big old monster disintegrated. And then we started, racing. And I let my son, fly ahead of me. And as I was flying, my son got scared and he stopped. He was like, but what's this? Sound like a jet flying so fast coming towards me. And that was just me flying. But that's just the power of the Lord Yahawashi from the elect men, and it sounded like a jet flying towards him fast, like a rocket, flying towards him fast, and he got scared, and he stopped. But he wasn't scared. He was like, what's that? Coming towards me fast like that. So he kept flying, and of course, I passed over the spirit, power of the Lord Yahawashi, part of the elect men. But the moral of the story is, testimony is that I spoke with Yahawashi spoke to me. So when the Lord Yahawashi sent me back, I woke up, didn't know what's going on. I'm thinking, I'm still in March. I'm thinking, March still. And the doctor came in. He looked at me. He called me by my, government name. He was like, sir, do you know where you at? At the time he asked me this question, I couldn't talk because I found out I had a trach. It's in my throat that's supposed to help me breathe, because I was on this ventilator to help me breathe with it. and I had a trach in my throat. As you can see the wound. I had this trach in my throat where I couldn't speak at all. Where they had ran a line in my throat to help me eat through a tube where I couldn't, of course I couldn't talk or I couldn't eat. So they ran a line tube through my tube, helped me feeding food in. So they removed that tube and put it in my stomach. So it's a feeding peg tube, and I couldn't talk during that time. So when he asked me, I mounted everything. I had to mount it everything because I had the trach in my mouth to help me breathe while I was on this ventilator. So he asked me, he said, sir, did you know where you at? I was like, I'm on it. Hospital. He said, correct. He said, do you know what hospital? And I mounted, so you're in Columbia. I mounted Lexington. He said, no. And I'm looking like confused, like, what you mean? I'm supposed to be there. He said, nah. You were in Richland, Columbia prison. All right, cool. He said, you know what month you in? I said, yeah, March. He looked at me, he said, no, we're in April. I'm looking confused, like, April? I said, ain't no way, I just got here a few days ago. Like I said, don't remember none of that because I was sedated. And so, when he came to me, so he started explaining to me what I have, what happened to my lungs, kidney failure, this and that, and third, vasculitis and stuff. And I had a treatment where they had to clear everything out of my lungs, my blood. I had, as they say, blood in my pee. I couldn't do for myself. I couldn't move my arms and my legs because I was out for a long time. So, like a week or so went by when he told me. I started calling him when I actually came to him. I was praying every day, calling on the spirit power of the Lord Yahawashi. I was praying to the Lord. And I remember when Yahawashi spoke to me, and that was so beautiful. And then the nurses came in, and they was like, call me by my first name. Someone called me by my last name. They be like, sir, you're a walking miracle. So I'm looking at you, still can't speak, can't move my hand, trying to, let me know what's going on or whatever. I'm looking like, huh? They was like, you're a walking miracle. I don't know what's going on with your body, but your body healing quicker, faster than normal, than others. So I'm telling myself, man, it's not me, it's the spirit of the Lord Yahawashi. Every nurse that came in there, there'd been over 10 or 15 nurses, came and checked on me and looked after me. And they kept telling me, you're different. I don't know what's going on, but your body healing normal. Your body healing faster than normal. And so I still had the trach in my mouth for a week. So the doctors came in, they said, man, you ain't pooping fast. We're going to put like a talking device, change out one trach, and go down, put a talking device on. And so when they did it, I began to talk through this device that was on my trach. And they was like, oh man, you got a so beautiful voice. He said, you finally could talk. And so once again, I couldn't eat nothing. So I did a swallow test on where to see if the stuff will continue, whatever I eat, go down in my stomach or in my lungs. If it go in my lungs, I couldn't eat. So I started off doing a liquid diet. Well, everything I drink or eat is liquid, and that's the only thing I could have ate, just liquid stuff or drink. At the same time, I still was getting food or protein stuff through the feeding peg tube that's in my stomach. So at time, as another week went by, um, I started doing physical therapy. So this is around April 11th through the 15th when I woke up and didn't know where I was at. But when they started telling me with the trach and stuff was going on, so I started doing physical therapy. So when I went and he came in, he was like, "Be ready to sit up on the side of the bed." And I said to myself, I hope I can. Like I say, everything was doing. The nurses and doctor was moving me, switching me side to side so I won't get no rash. If I used the restroom on myself, they had to clean me up. Couldn't move my legs, my arms. I couldn't even lift up a remote, or yet alone write with a pen or lift up a pen. So weak because I was in there so long, wasn't able to move. And so when I sit up on the side of the bed, I went down side it. Everything was blurry, and I thought it was permanent like that. But that's when everything trying to get back to normal. So the long story short, man, I was there for a couple more weeks, trying to walk again, still trying to get me strength. So they took me out of ICU, put me on real recovery. I started using the restroom my own, started getting up, trying to walk on my own. Then physical therapy helped me walk, helped me climb stairs. And May on 4th, they released me. But before I got released, the week before that, they took the trach out. I still got this feeding peg tube that they stopped me on before. They stopped the feeding peg tube before I got out. It's still in my stomach. But I get that taken out, lower weight apparatus next week on Tuesday. But the Lord Yahawashi Yahawashi, and man, he blessed me, man. And I spoke, the Lord spoke to me in the spiritual realm, and that was beautiful, man. And I'm doing better now. Still got to go through home therapy, taking all these meds, which one got, doctor said, Esau, I supposed to be coming off all this stuff soon, and I go back slimmer, where I started eating healthy once again, drinking fluid. I'm doing all the necessary stuff, which I'm not worrying about no vascular. It's supposed to be permanent with me, because I know the Lord Yahawashi Yahawashi got me. But I'm trying to get my strength back where I can walk straight and stand for a long time, since I haven't used my legs and my arms over a month and a half or 2 months. So I'm working on that right now, getting my legs right. I'm walking, but barely walking. Still have a problem with my foot. Hope one doctor said, hope I don't have nerve damage in my foot, because this right side is tingling a lot and numbness. But lately it was straightening it up, not all that numbness and stuff. But this is, and bros want to know why I'm not out with the GMS Midlands branch, South Carolina, is because I'm in recovery mode now. And Lord will, I'll rock the Zion. Next month, I will be back out there on the highways and byways with my Aki and going to war. But the Lord Yahawashi Yahawashi gave me a second chance. And he told me once again, he wasn't finished with me and I had more work to do. And so I'm going to continue doing the work for the Lord Yahawashi Yahawashi. That's why I'm getting back in the flow of, with doing my sit-down videos and getting up with brothers, hopefully, starting next week now, doing sit down lessons. But, the Lord Yahawashi spared me and giving me this gift, which is just when I was standing in I'm praying to be part of the elect man. But people was telling me I got a different type of glow in me, that I'm glowing. My glow is shining brighter than ever, and I can see it. But whatever needs to be done through the spirit power of the Lord Yahawashi that the Lord want me to do, trust me, believe, I will. And once again, this is a faith booster and a testimony for me. Like I said, I got a few scriptures that go along with this. Is Revelation 14:2, because his voice. It says, I heard a voice from heaven as a voice of many waters, and his voice was deep and beautiful, man. And it says, as the voice of a great thunder, I heard the voice of harping their harps. Right, so his voice is wonderful. His voice was deep and wonderful, man. Yahawashi said, toss it out, and it was deep. Like I said, I didn't physically see Yahawashi, but I heard his voice, and he called my name. He spoke to me, and he told me that. This is Ezekiel 43:2, and it says, and behold, the glory of Yahweh is of Israel, came from the way of the east. His voice was like a noise of many waters, right? And it was, man, from what I've heard, and when he spoke to me. And the earth shined with his glory, right? His voice was so beautiful and deep. And I could feel myself smiling when I'm asleep, when he called me, when I was in the spiritual realm. And when he called me and he told me that, he wasn't finished with me yet. I had more work to do for him. And he's sending me back. And his voice was so beautiful and deep, man. And I was like, wow. I said, Khan, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I could feel myself, my body moving. But I was in spiritual realm. But it was beautiful, man. But that concluded the end of my testimony, my lesson. It was a faith booth, it was a sum. But I will be back on the highways and hedges in a few coming weeks. Okay? But Lord, it was edifying through the spirit of the Lord Yahawashi. And before I go, I'm going to say, call like Yahweh, Bashim Yahawashi, Bashim Kadash, the monarchs, the elder, and apostle, and bishop, a great millstone who taught us the truth and who will well. Shalom to the icons on the four corners of the earth, and all true righteousness and shit. Shalom.